Hi Sagittarius, thank you for your patience for this July reading. I wanted to get it done a couple of days ago, but my energy just wouldn't let me, and I wanted to do my best for you. So that's why it's later. I'm really very, very grateful for your patience. So, because I know it's not easy. And there's a lot for us to talk about, and I'm going to shuffle as we talk, okay? So there are a lot of changes that are happening in July for you with the solar eclipse, which the solar eclipse happened on the 2nd, and then we have a lunar eclipse on the 16th, 17th, depending on where you are in the world. We'll have a partial lunar eclipse. And with the solar eclipse, there was a rush of amazing energy of like wanting to get started on things. And then I feel like you kind of had to slow down because, or you're being asked to slow down because there are some things that you have to release. You want to have all of this new stuff in your life, all of this really amazing new energy, all of this, I mean, you have so many ideas, and it's such an exciting time for you. But if you're still holding on to the past, if you're still holding on to things that didn't work out in your life, you have to allow yourself to let go of thoughts and ideas and just the way of doing things, right? The way that you thought things were supposed to pan out, right? Because there's this regretful or a sadness for the things that you've lost. And it's okay to be sad. Like, I'm not telling you don't be sad, Sagittarius. It's a human thing. It's human nature. When we lose things in our life, it's okay to be sad and be like, that really sucks. I just don't want you to dwell on it. When I say I want you to release the energy, it's all about balance. So you could be dealing with a Libra energy, but we also have the Hermit. So it could be a Virgo too. But justice is it's about balance. It's about karmic retribution. If you look at this card, you can see that she has the Wheel of Fortune above her head, right? We're trying to shift the energy by becoming balanced. Now, it's unrealistic to think that we're going to be balanced all the time, right? So I don't want you to be like, okay, Betsy said I have to be balanced every single day, which means that I cannot show emotion. I can't be sad. I can't be happy. I have to be neutral about. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is if you have a really bad, nasty kind of day, let yourself have that nasty, bad day. But then I want you to release it after that. I don't want you to hold on to it, because when we hold on to the things that we've lost, when we hold on to that sadness and that pain and the agony of not having that thing in our life anymore, it spills over and it spills over and it spills over to day after day after day. So having that healthy balance is going inward. And I feel like July is going to be a time for you guys to really do a lot of introspection, which is interesting because I talked to Gemini about this as well. And you and Gemini both being very social signs and wanting to get out there and have a good time. This is like the Mercury retrograde is going to be happening in your 9th house and moving into your 8th house and then going back direct again in your 8th house. So this Mercury retrograde could be bringing back a lot of old ideas of the way you wanted things to be in the past, and that just, you've changed. You are a totally different person than you were last year. You were a totally different person than you were 10 years ago. And you don't want to get caught up in the idea of the what ifs, or where would I be if I were doing this, or where would I be if I would have made this decision instead of this decision. Don't get caught up in that, because I think that that's where this 5 of Cups is coming from, is you allowing yourself to do that what if mentality. Like, what if I just would have been this person or this person? So then we have the Two of Cups and we have the Death card. She could also be dealing with a Scorpio. But this introspective time for you and allowing yourself to see that change is good. I mean, you're mutable, right? And having Jupiter retrograde right now, you know, I told you guys that things were going to get, I felt like things were going to get easier for you once Jupiter went retrograde. And I feel like they have, but you're still putting such a standard on yourself that you can't just be okay with the good things that are coming up. You still want more, and you still want more, and you still want more, and you still want more. And it's great to have more. It's great to want more. But Sagittarius, is it ever enough? You know? Can it be enough for you to be balanced? Can it be enough for you to be happy with where you are right now and want more from the future, or more from, you know, things that are coming up in the future, but be happy with your existence right now? Because things are changing really, really rapidly, and you're going to be manifesting things very, very quickly, and that could include relationships, it could include new jobs, all sorts of things. But if you sit in this Five of Cups and you think of all of the things that you shoulda, coulda, woulda been doing, it's going to be very, very hard. We don't want to look back into all, you know, Saturn being in Sagittarius. Like, we don't want to look back into that time anymore. That taught you some very valuable lessons about growth and opportunity and how to do things in the right way. And it was really, really hard on you, and it was painful. And sometimes you questioned your very existence. Why am I even here? But the more you look back into that and you think, well, I should have acted differently this time, or I should have done something during that time, or I should have done this, or I should have, the past is the past is the past. You can't change anything that happened. It's all for a lesson. What you can do is look back and be like, what is it that I was supposed to learn during that time and I didn't? What is it that I still need to allow myself to look at and learn from this existence, from this time period? Instead of always wanting more, allow yourself to come from a space of being grateful for what you currently have, and then saying, what can I build from this? Not what can the universe give to me, what can I build from this, right? So then we have the Fool. There are things that are going to have to end and transition in order for you to take new opportunities, in order for you to leap into the unknown, which is not an easy thing to do. These things that need to end might have to do with a relationship. Might have to do with a relationship that did not go well. And sometimes when relationships don't go well, we have to honor our feelings, realize what it was that we learned from it and how we grew from it, release it, let it go, and then start fresh and start over, and know that we deserve happiness and abundance instead of just dwelling on what we don't have or what we lost. Okay? Let's see what the Five of Cups is. It's very interesting because in this Five of Cups, you know, it's 3 cups that are spilled down here, right? But he's still holding 2 cups. And what are the 2 cups that he's still holding? The Two of Cups, right? So there's still love to be had. There's still relationships to be had. There's still time for that. Not all is lost. And if there's one particular person that you have lost, they weren't meant to be with you anyways, right? Let's see. 5 of Cups. Deep breath, Sag. I know. And if this isn't about a relationship, if it's about just the things that are going on in your life and you kind of feel left out or misunderstood or not really sure of what direction you need to go in, you have to understand that this is a growth period. This is a time this is a time in your life to heal. This is a time in your life to not necessarily need to have all the answers right now. Just become clear on what it is. Become clear on what those 2 cups that he's still holding on to, what that stands for. Not necessarily dwelling on what you've lost. The Sun, look at my cup here. The Sun, clarifying the 5 of Cups, is very telling for your energy this month. It's like you really want to shed light on all the things that didn't work out or that haven't worked out up until now. And I just want to look at you and be like, stop trying to shed light on the things that aren't working out and start shedding light on the things that are blooming for you, that are blossoming for you, that the things that have helped you heal, the things that have brought you to your existence, the things that the things that make you feel really good about who you are. That's what I want you to focus on in July. Let's see what Justice I feel like you guys are trying to balance things out when you're not supposed to be balanced out. Yeah. I don't feel like you're supposed to know. You're not supposed to know all the answers right now. It's okay for you to not know all the answers right now. It's raining outside. I mean, obviously it's not raining inside, but I can hear it. The rain coming down. So interesting how we have the moon and the sun here. So you could be dealing with a Leo energy that's kind of got you down. You could be dealing with a Libra energy, like just getting the signs out of the way. We have Leo, Libra, Cancer, Virgo, Scorpio, and Aries or Aquarius. I want you to be, I feel like the only way that you're going to be able to balance things out with yourself right now is if you're just honest with what you need and who you are and what you're doing in your life. This cannot be an external thing for you. Not right now. I feel like your thought processes are changing so rapidly that if you try and overthink something, it's going to change in 5 minutes anyways. So why not just like let the thoughts come, maybe write them down, and then move on. Let's see what this Hermit represents for you. I feel like this is really just you needing to use July as I really like, it's so funny. I almost want you to become a monk. Just get quiet. I want you to meditate often. More than you normally do. If you meditate once a day, I want you to meditate twice a day. And what I want you to meditate on is The setting of the intention, so we have this, the World on the Hermit. This could be you closing out a chapter with a Virgo. Just get that out of the way. But this could also be when you're in meditation, because what is the Hermit? The Hermit is the wise teacher. He's the one that goes to the top of the mountain, gets all the information from source, and brings it back down to the people and teaches the people, right? So what I want you to do is allow yourself to meditate and to close out some chapters in your life while in meditation. Like, I want you to literally consciously say the words inside your mind, I release this to the universe. I release this to the universe. I release this to the universe. Because then you can make space for all the new things, right? You've got to gain clarity on the stuff that you need to let go of, Sag, because you're holding on to something in your life, in your past. You're holding on to something that is just simply not serving you anymore. And it's really time to let go of that. It's really, really time to let go of that. Let's see what this Two of Cups is. I think a lot of you are dealing with old relationships still that you're holding on to. And I mean, maybe not all of you, but I think some of you are still dealing with old relationships. You know what's really funny is how people say with Mercury retrograde, how people like old boyfriends or old flames come back from the past and to just, oh, that's really funny that I'm about to say this, just ignore them, you know, or that like whatever. That's already happened to me twice. I've had like 2 people message me just in the last week. It's not even Mercury retrograde yet. It's just the shadow period. And I had to like, I'd be like, I thought I blocked your number a long time ago. Apparently I didn't. But the Four of Cups on the Two of Cups, now, for those of you that are in a loving relationship with somebody else, somebody that you can trust, somebody that, you know, you feel that you can be yourself with, this message is not for you, 100% not for you. Those of you who are having trouble with love, having trouble with connection, having trouble with relationships, this is not the month to get into one, okay? I mean, if you start dating somebody or something like that, be very discerning about it. But this is not the month for you to worry about, like, where's my person? Why is my person not showing? Because I feel like you're just going to end up beating yourself up or going to a mental space that's not healthy, where you're going to be like, what, am I not good enough? Or something like that, you know? And I don't want you to do that to yourself. I want you to introspection. There are so many cards about introspection here. In order to gain clarity and recognize what you have in your life right now, nobody else is going to be able to give you that clarity except for yourself. Okay? So let's see what the Death card is showing us. Whoa. All right, so you could have an Aquarius also. We have the Star on the Death card. You have to end something with an Aquarius, or this transitional period. This transitional period is bringing you to your destiny, your fate and destiny. And I know that there's a huge question on that right now. There's a really big question mark on where you're headed or what you're supposed to be doing next. I clearly understand. My moon is in Sagittarius, and I'm in the same boat. I understand where you're coming from. I feel your pain. I know that the only way that I can find answers for myself is by getting quiet. I know that it's just, you have to allow yourself right now to see things from a perspective of not what you don't have, but all the things that are coming to you. Okay? And it's not even about, because it's not that you're not even doing anything. Like, you are working so hard and you're doing so much for yourself. I just think that you kind of get caught up in what you haven't done yet, or where you haven't gone yet, or what you're not doing in your life yet. And that can get you extremely stuck. And you have this opportunity for a brand new beginning. And I feel like you're going to have to take some risks as we move into August. And so if you don't allow yourself to push forward now, there's going to be there's just, you got to let go, Sag. You got to let go of some things so that you can jump into the unknown, because you're going to fear the unknown. If you don't let go of the old things, you're just going to go back and be like, but in the past, I jumped into the unknown and it didn't work out so well for me. So what makes me think that it's going to work out for me now? You know what I mean? So I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to say things like that to yourself. I want you to say things like, I'm going to release this and let go of this. And then I'm going to make space in my life, or let the universe make space in my life for some really amazing new opportunities and possibly love, possibly new love. It's just this constant waiting game that you've got yourself in. Okay? So we have the Knight of Cups on the Fool. And I think that rushing into a new relationship right now is not a good idea. But I don't want you to close people off in your life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want you to I want you to stay vulnerable. I want you to stay open and vulnerable. That's a really hard place to be when you've been hurt in the past. But I do feel like you will have some new opportunities in love as we get towards the end of August. Maybe that lunar eclipse is where you do that final release of that old relationship, or that old, like, that baggage that you've been holding on to. We have the Three of Wands and the Empress and the Nine of Cups. I want you to really manifest from a place and really look into the future and manifest from a place of feeling amazing about yourself. And that's what July is going to be all about. July is about getting to know your best self and then manifesting from that place. Creatively, you have this fresh start. That Nine of Cups is like, what is it that you wish for, Sag? Because I know it's almost as if you've been standing on this cliff for a very, very long time. And you've been waiting for the thing to show up for you in order for you to dive into it, right? And even if you've put yourself out there, you've done it in a very guarded kind of way. You know, like, you put yourself out there and then you're like, you know, I'm just not really, like, I'll put myself out there, but I'm not going to do it too entirely much, because what if I fail in doing it, right? The way that you're really going to find clarity this month and believing in yourself is getting quiet and really getting back in touch with who you are. Because Jupiter's trying to give you that gift. But the only way that Jupiter gives gifts is if you release the old stuff. Jupiter is telling you, I cannot give you what it is that you truly want and desire in your life if you're still holding on to the old ways of doing things. That means habits, people, jobs, environment, whatever. I cannot give you more in life if you insist on holding on to things. Could be an earth sign that's moving really, really slowly, or somebody that you just need to have healthy boundaries with. Once you put up some healthy boundaries with this earth sign, or doesn't have to be an earth sign, could just be somebody who's a stable figure in your life, don't let them slow you down. It could be a Libra, a Cancer, a Virgo. It could be a Leo. It could be a Scorpio or an Aquarius, an Aries, a Taurus. I don't care who it is. I feel like they are very grounded and sure of where they stand. And they're not budging. They're not moving very fast right now either. Okay? So you have to have, that Seven of Wands is saying you have to have healthy boundaries. And when you finally get those healthy boundaries, oh wow, look at all of this. Okay. I feel like you have some people that are really like cheering you on. So we have the Eight of Wands, we have the Queen of Swords, and we have the King of Swords. So there's like a pair here, and we have the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and the Four of Wands. The energy is moving really, really fast towards the end of August, or towards the end of July, moving into August. This Eight of Wands and these two air signs with the Ace of Wands, I feel like there's a lot of information to be had. I feel like there's a lot of really fast move. And this doesn't even have to be the end of July. Remember that energy is fluid. Time is not linear. This could be happening at any time. Could be happening now. Could happen in August. I feel like part of this is you being very discerning about the information that you're getting. And part of it is that you have some people on your side that are trying to get you to move forward in really big ways. So I want you to let that happen. And when it comes to your autonomy, please don't argue with people. This is not the month to argue with people. I'm just saying, Sagittarius, please try not to argue with people. If you feel like you've been done wrong, or you feel like, because I feel like in the home, there could be some arguments and you're just like, you know what, I just want to be left alone, which is perfectly fine. I feel like you want to be left alone. If there are some things that have come up with other people, arguing things right now is not going to get you anywhere. Arguing your point is not going to get you anywhere. I'm not saying to not speak your truth. I feel like you do need to speak your truth, but you speak your truth and then you end it there. If they want to argue with you, you just look at them and you say, I'm not going to argue with you about this. We can talk about it later, but not right now. This is not the month for you to get into a fight, an argument, okay? Could happen, I feel like around the lunar eclipse, mid-July, there could be arguments that come out. My favorite thing to say right now is stay in your own lane. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Let it go. The energy is going to pick up. July is not the month for you to worry so much about where you're headed as much as what I want you to worry about what's going on inside. We all need to have, and it's not that I'm saying like don't do your projects, don't like start new things. It's not that, I'm not even saying that. What I'm saying is I feel like there are some things that you really need to release. And in order to find clarity on that, you got to get quiet. Okay? Manifest from a place of gratitude. Keep your healthy boundaries up when it comes to other people. Listen to advice. I feel like there's a gift that's coming from the universe that somebody is trying to present to you, but it's almost like you want to do it on your own, okay? It's okay to have help. I love you guys. Have a wonderful July. I will be in St. Louis July 13th. I will be in Chicago August 3rd. I'll be in LA and San Francisco the weekend of the 23rd and 24th of August. And I'm rounding it off with my birthday in Portland, Oregon, the weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. So check out my website for updates on that. The tickets for San Francisco and Portland are not on my website yet, but everything else is. What else? Oh, I am doing personal readings. Just it's like it's not my regular schedule, but I am doing personal readings. So if you need to get a personal reading, I am open to them. There's like a limited amount on my website right now. I refresh it every now and then, but it just kind of depends on my time. But if you do need a personal reading, they're available. I love you guys. Take really good care of yourselves and remember to just go within. Okay? Bye.